Hey everybody, and welcome to this little speech about HTML forms. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about what an HTML form is and how we can use it to create some interactivity on our websites. First of all, we have some form elements that comprise a form. We have a text box, and we also have a submit button that you can use to send your form. So it's a very basic way of making the user interact on your website. And forms are everywhere. We can see them on Facebook, we have them in WordPress, where you log in, type in your username and password, and then you press the submit button. So there are many websites that have this form of interaction. Here we see the Facebook sign up page, where we have a little bit more input fields. We have the first name, the last name, the email, and also the password. And usually when you are on a website where you buy something, you will need to type in your credit card information, month and year, and CVV number, and of course the credit card number. So this is a bit more complex web form that you can use. So basically, forms are used to collect information, and the information is sent back to the server, our web server, where it will be processed. And the web server could, for instance, be an Apache server. And in there we have a server-side language that is designed to process the data. It can be PHP or ASP, active server pages, that can do that. So forms allow a website to be dynamic and accept input and react to input. So it's a very basic way to create some interaction on your website. We talked about this before. We have several form elements. We have buttons, checkboxes, text fields, radio buttons, drop-down menus, and of course the submit button. That is very important, because the submit button is used to send the data to the web server. And as we can see here, there are different ways that you can use to style your submit button to make it look like you want. And as a general, you can use CSS to style your form very much. We have a very styled HTML form here. We have custom text fields. We have custom submit buttons. So if you are good at CSS, you can use it to style your forms very much. Get or post, two very important things about HTML forms. This is the way that we transfer our data. They each have their advantages and disadvantages. Get and post are specified in the form method, as we can see in the slide here. I'll come back to the advantages and disadvantages just after this. We also have an action attribute. The action attribute is which file will handle this data, which file will process it and save the user in the database, log the user in, whatever action. This could very well be a PHP file or an active server pages or something else. Get or post, we have some advantages and disadvantages. Get, which is the default way, we will have the submitted data visible in the URL. This is good sometimes. Sometimes we don't want this to happen. We also have some size limitations, because there is a finite number of characters that we can store inside the URL. The good thing about Get is that we can bookmark it. We can bookmark this thing and save it in our browser. Post, on the other hand, we don't have any size limitations. This is very good. We don't display any data in the URL. This is very good for sensitive data. When you're logging in to Facebook, when you're logging into another system, it will not display your username or password in the URL. So usually when you have a user login form, it will always use post, because we don't want to show that sensitive data. The downside of Post is that we cannot bookmark it. We cannot save it because we don't have anything in the URL. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.